Can't
All
see
right.
there anymore, so it's okay.
All righty. Well, we're going to do some goal setting for this upcoming year. I know we're already in November. We're a little behind, but that's okay. Better late than never. So this is a goal setting worksheet got for everybody, and the link is in the chat. Make sure that that goes out. Should everyone should have access for this already, but we kind of talked a little bit about this with my team earlier, but I want everybody to kind of think hard on this and really take your time doing it, because this only is going to benefit you, right? I mean, I do this, Matt does it, Jonathan does it, everyone does this every year just to make sure that we're hitting our goals. So come up with a couple of different mixtures of different goal settings from different exercises, but this is something that I feel is probably the most intricate and the best formula for making sure that you hit your goals. So if you see on here, there's a definition of success. Everyone's definition is different. It's very much something that you should think hard on. And, when someone describes someone being successful, what does that mean to you? So with this year coming to an end, we want to make sure that we're going to hit our goals. So we're going to go through the goal setting process. We're going to make a list. There's quite a few sheets on here. Make a list of some goals and how we're going to hit those. And this is going to be your guide for the following year. So we've got here 10 top business goals. So on this one, I want you to really take your time, complete this. Here's some examples on here. You could earn $100,000 next year, develop a lead generation system, work less than 40 hours, maybe work more than 40 hours, sell X amount of homes, et cetera. So just write down your top 10 goals, think hard and long about it, and make sure that you arrange them in order of what you think is the number one to the, number one being the most important, and then number 10 being your least important. So we're going to take those 10 goals and we're going to make what's called the game changer goals. So these are going to be the top 3 goals of your top 10. Okay. So you're going to start with number 1 and work on it until it's accomplished or implemented into your business. If your number 1 goal is an income goal, obviously that's going to take, the time of the year to do that. So you're going to have to have targets and daily activities to hit those things. So here you're going to list your top 3 game changer goals, list them in order again of importance. And then, okay, direction. It says mix one clearly defined goal with 3 solid reasons why you want to achieve it. Toss in 5 specific actions you will take along with target dates for completion, and you'll have a starting formula. So the number 1 goal we'll put here, if it's an income goal, we're going to put whys. We're going to give 3 whys why we want to make $100,000 or $1 million this next year. And then actions. You're going to list 5 actions on how you're going to accomplish that. And you're going to put your dates here. I don't know if you guys can see my cursor or not, but you're going to put your target dates of those actions here. So this way you can track throughout the year to make sure that you're going to hit your hit your goal. Same thing. There's three goals. These are the game changer ones. So you've got 1, 2, and 3. You'll fill those out. Then you'll have your top 10 goals, your 3 game changer goals, and now you're going to determine the income goal, which is what most goal setting exercises and meetings are about. That's what most people care about, right? How much money I'm going to make, how many transactions I'm going to do, et cetera. So the income goal will be based on how much money you want to earn from this next business year, right? So you're going to fill in your average sales price of the home on what you did previously. Now, obviously, you're going to have a goal which you're going to change, but use the current stats that you've got because that's facts. And then the average commission in dollars per transaction. Then you're going to fill in. You have a total of blank people in your database. Okay, so you're going to go through your entire database and fill that in. Once you do that, you're going to plug in your next or your income goal for the next year right here. Okay. So this is the goal that you're wanting to achieve for 2022 in this case. So based on the income goal, average sales price, and average commission per transaction, you've determined that you need to close blank transactions in order to meet the goal. So we're going to break it down in what's called the freedom formula. It's pretty easy on how you do it. You basically take the transaction goal, subtract your database conversion forecast, and then multiply it by 0.49. So the example down here, basically you have 100 people in your database that you're applying proper communication to, right? This is following up consistently, at least minimum 4 times a year, if not way more than that. You should be doing it way more. And the guys in my group, we talked about this with our 25, cheerleaders. Those are our top, people that are going to refer us out no matter what. So we're expanding a little bit more. We're getting into 100 instead of 25, but this is the database that you guys are actively talking to. These people know you. More than likely they trust you, but they at least know you pretty well. So from that, you're going to get about a 10% transaction conversion from a properly communicated database. So if you're constantly reaching out to them, you should get about 10%, right? Which is 10 people. So from those 100 people, that's 10 transactions. Okay. Ideally, if you're reaching out like you're supposed to. So in this example, if we use an average sales price of $200,000 for each home sales price and an average commission of $6,000 per transaction, and let's say the goal is $125,000 for a year, we know that we need 21 transactions to reach that goal. So if you take the 21 and subtract the 10, which is from our database, leaving 11 transactions, I think this has actually got a space in between it here, but 11, oops, no, it doesn't. 11 transactions for you to produce outside the database. So then you can start thinking about different ways that you can do that. If you take the 11 and then multiply it by 0.49, it's going to give you a 5.39 number. We always want to round up, no matter what it is, round up. So we're at 6. So 6 represents the number of people you will need to talk to every day based on a 5-day work week, okay? Along with proper communication to your database. So we're not forgetting about those 100 people, but we're talking with 6 people each day. And this is why I stress to you guys so much of hitting our goals of communication or of our contacts, for the week, because this is what is going to develop future business for you. So that's what it is on a 5-day work week, which most of us work more than 5 days. But based off a 5-day work week, in order to hit 125,000, you're going to have to talk to 6 people every single day. So just something to give you an idea. So when you're doing your formula, think about how much money you want to make. Really try to hone in on your database. Don't just go to Facebook or social media and say, I've got 5,000 friends, we can plug that in, because I guarantee you, not all those people know you. Know you, and you're not communicating to them properly. So in this exercise, this is the Freedom Formula questions. Close blank amount of transactions. I have blank people in my database. I will produce at least blank transactions from my database, which is the 10%. It leaves me producing blank transactions from outside my database. And then it's going to give you how many people you need to speak to a day. Okay. It's pretty simple. This is stuff that most producing agents are doing. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a cold call. It could be, networking. It could be door knocking. It could be open houses. It could be whatever works best for you. And you can Google multiple different ways to prospect. But, as far as the database, most agents will lean hard on their database. So you've got to come up with other ways to produce contacts and produce potential clients. So now it's just, producing the formula and then putting it in front of you, checking it quarterly, making sure that you are hitting those things, checking it weekly with some sort of sheet. We have a worksheet that can track contacts. And then the last thing is, what is the one thing you feel you need help with? Almost every single person, no matter how big of an agent you are, I'm sure here in San Antonio, there's some #1 agent or #1 team, same thing in Houston, Austin, et cetera, wherever you're at. But there's still something in their business that could better be implemented and to grow their business, right? So what is the one thing? And a lot of times people will change their answer at this point because they've been going through thinking about it. Oh, wait, I've actually got to talk to a ton of people. Maybe it's, time blocking, maybe it's prospecting, maybe, it is whatever the case may be. But this is some examples here, of, marketing campaigns, building marketing campaigns for specific things, maybe like teachers or, first responders or something. But here you're going to type in the one thing. Now, this one thing, if you're on a team like my guys, I would love to have the sheet back. That way I can keep you guys accountable and help you throughout the next year. But the one thing is going to be something that more than likely I can help out with. And especially as team leaders, I think we all need to, find out what our agents are lacking in. So if there's anything you can think of, for sure, plug that in. You can work on it on your own and we can help out as well. So the last thing I've got here is just remember, goals are just that, goals. It's up to you if you want to achieve them. But by putting them out there for a constant reminder, what we want and why we are doing this helps us stay on top of them. Changing your mindset to a positive mindset, having a clear path to hitting these goals will help you achieve your financial freedom and success. So hopefully this worksheet helps out. It's pretty simple. But
Can I add a few things?
yeah, and I'd love for you guys just to open it up and
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, great job, Jace, in the sheet and everything. Two things that I would add, this is always what I did with my goals, is number one, make sure that they're accessible. And what I would do is have some type of, spiral notebook, day planner, whatever it is, and, have your goals in there, but also write down your goals, your specific goals, write them down in the morning and then write them down in the evening. Okay. Because what happens is just like, January comes around, you got these goals and then it's in a sheet of paper and you lose it and you're not focused on it. Okay. It's the law of attraction. The more you write it down, and vision boards are great too. So you can even take this one step further. And one year I put a vision board on my phone as my screensaver, and I can pull that vision board up and I can show you guys. Now I have a pool in my backyard. Now I have a patio in my backyard. It happened without me even thinking about it because it was on my vision board, right? So remember that. Write them down in the morning, write them down in the evening. The other thing is you need to make sure that, so you talk about your database, right? And he kind of touched on, hey, you've got to be doing other things. So you need to be thinking, write this down somewhere, money-making activities, okay? So whatever you're doing during the day, whatever it is, scrolling through Facebook or whatever it is, think about it. Am I doing a money-making activity? All right. Now, follow up. You could get up in the morning and you could call through all 100 of your people in your database and go, okay, I did it. What a great day. None of them called me back. Then the negative starts to set in, right? So what you have to do is you have to plan your day out. And I'll be honest with you guys, I don't plan my day out. I just take massive action, right? Like I don't plan on my day. So, but there are some people on here that might plan out their day. So if you're one of those people, just plan out your day and go, okay, from 7 in the morning or whatever you got scheduled, if it's a team meeting or whatever, I'm going to do my follow-up. I'm going to get through those 100 calls. Okay. But I'm going to follow up with some intention. I'm not just going to follow up and go, hey, you ready to go look at some houses? I'm going to follow up, find out where they're at, find out where their situation is at, and find out how I can get them to the next step. If I can't get them to the next step, then I'm going to follow up with maybe a drip or whatever, and so on, right? That's how I'm going to work my follow-up. Every time I have a phone conversation, I want to find out what is the next step. What is the holdup from us going out to look at houses? What is the holdup from us writing a contract? Is it the bedrooms? Is it this or is it that? So that's how I'm going to work my follow-up. But then I'm going to be spending most of my time, not in my follow-up, I'm going to be spending most of my time out marketing, okay? So if it's, hey, making 4 posts a day to every social media, right? Hey, maybe it's, some of you guys are brand new agents on here. So, you need to be out there marketing yourself. You need to be going and doing an open house once a weekend. Okay. You go out and do an open house once a weekend. I guarantee you'll be an agent that gets 4 to 5 leads. You'll be an agent that maybe doesn't have to do open houses anymore, because if you did that for a year, guess what? You're going to start getting referrals, right? And you don't have to go out and do the work. But the experienced agents went out and did the work, and that's why that they have the referral business, because they closed houses of the marketing that they did and then got referrals. I had a mentor tell me one time, he said, listen, you need to have this mindset. Are you doing a marketing? Are you doing a money-making activity right now? And are you you should either be on the phone with a customer or in front of a customer. Those are the 2 things you should be doing Monday through Friday. He said, listen, Matt, this is when I was in the mobile home business. He said, Matt, you come to work every day at 7 a.m. and you're here until 7 p.m. You put on a shirt and tie, you leave your family. Okay. If you're going to do all that, then make it worth for your family. Okay. And so I know a lot of you guys work from home, and so you have to be a self-starter. You don't have to go somewhere because we live in this virtual world. So you got to say to yourself, hey, I'm going to wake up and I'm going to go to work from whatever time to whatever time. And the effort I put in is going to be effort. And if you're working from home and you do your follow-up and then you get on your video games or you get on your Netflix show to watch the Squid Game or something like that, that's not, by the way, that's a great show. that's not a money-making activity, what are you doing to your family? What is your family saying, right? So don't let them suffer. You're already making them suffer one time by working, okay? So have that type of mindset, that massive action mindset, and make sure that you have that in front of you on your goals as well. All right. Now I'm going to talk about you real quick, and I'm sorry I'm long-winded here, but I'm going to talk about a couple things that are money-making activities. Okay. Now listen, open houses. Okay. That's a money-making activity. It's really simple to do an open house. All right. Number two, circle prospecting. It's hard. It's rough. I've got a new agent right now. Listen to this. Listen how awesome this is. I got a new agent right now. Actually, it's Jace's referral. Adam, you know Adam? Dude, this guy's a hustler. He came from the car business. He is circle prospecting every day. And guess what happened? He got in touch with a homeowner, and the homeowner's like, hey, yeah, I'm not looking to sell my house, but I should be done with my classes for real estate by October, by the end of December. And you seem like a hustler. You know, what do you know, how's your team or whatever? And then Adam puts them in front of me. I do a presentation for the lady, and she loves it. And she's going to be joining Real, and he's going to go right underneath him. So his efforts turned into some success, right? Now he didn't get the listing, but guess what? If that lady joins and she joins our team, we're going to make sure she's successful. And guess what? Adam's going to make $4,000 a year because it's underneath him. And that was his efforts by making phone calls.
If not more.
If not more, because guess what? We make that agent successful. They go make another agent successful, and so on, right? It just multiplies. So my point is you could circle prospect for really, really cheap. You can get a RedX account. I'm sure that he has a RedX account. I guarantee you that Jace will tell you, hey, if somebody came to him and said, hey, I want to circle prospect, he's going to let you use his account, right? So set some time aside, circle prospect. Okay. All you're doing is calling around neighborhoods, introducing yourself, saying, hey, I'm a local real estate agent. Love to let you know who I am. And if you're ever thinking of selling, you know, here's my phone number. Hey, by the way, do you know anybody that's in the market for a home? Believe it or not, people appreciate hustle. Okay. There's a lot of haters out there, and you're going to get hung up on, you're going to get, well, whatever, non-solicit. But guess what? It's a numbers game. There's a lot of people that are haters, but you want haters. If you have haters, you're doing something right. Okay. It's just the truth. All right. So circle prospecting, open houses. How about going to, if you got no business, how about going over to a new home build, okay, community, flipping on your phone, okay, and taking your phone and shooting a video. You need to look this guy up. He's on TikTok. Okay. He's out of the Houston area. His name's like Anger or something like that. I'll send you guys the link. I'll send it to Jace. But this guy, all he does, he doesn't even do video of himself. All he does is go and take video of a really cool community. And then he's got TikTok leads coming in, buyers from out of state that are following his stuff, right? I think his name's Jared Anger or something. Dude, the guy's not even, all he's doing is talking. So if you don't think you're good on video, or, you know, you think you're overweight, or, you know, whatever it is, okay, just speak. Okay. No, you know, and then shoot the video. So do stuff like that. Okay. So that's for social media. Okay. And then here's the other thing. A money-making activity is learning. We have a great platform with Real Academy. If you're not learning from some of the top agents, I don't know if you new agents realize, but those numbers that just came out for the third quarter, there's no real estate brokerage on this God's green earth that's done that. Okay. Those are massive numbers. Why? Because they're massive numbers with the amount of agents that we have. Okay. Like we did those numbers just under 3,000 agents. Okay. So what does that tell you? That tells you we have amazing agents. So there are amazing agents at this company that you can learn from. I mean, Jonathan, let me ask you, David, have you gone through the 12 weeks kickstart that Jonathan does? Have you gone through that class?
Yes, I have.
Well, fantastic. Good job. All right. Damn it. You messed it up. I was going to get on to you, but anyways, but I'm just saying, like, there's all this different knowledge. So knowledge is power. Okay. So just get in there and learn it. Just remember, every step of the day, just you're either on the phone with a customer or in front of a customer. anyways.
No, you're good. You're good. I'm
Yeah.
not cutting you
So
off.
yeah, he's cutting me off.
No, I'm not.
No, but that's basically, I just want you guys to tell, like, that's my mindset, is massive action. And that, and as long as you take that daily, when you put your head down at the end of the day, you'll know that you gave it all you could. You put everything out on the football field. I'll give Tom Brady as an example. I'm not a Patriots fan or a Bucks fan, but that guy, the moment I respected that guy was the year that he came back from like 30 something points in the Super Bowl, because he laid it out on the field. The guy that has the most hustle is the guy that basically wins. It's not the most talent. Okay. So just remember that, put that in your head, and let's make 2022 your best year, man.
Yeah, and I think I'm gonna just add on that. What Matt was saying is great. I mean, he actually broke it down into, individual items that are fantastic. And I know I've shared this with my team before, and I'll just put this on here. But this is a very generic way of looking at it. But this is the money making test that I've put out, and it's almost spitting image of what Matt said, right? So we've got prospecting, 1,000 different ways to prospect. You can literally Google prospecting for real estate, and it'll tell you whether it be door knocking, open houses, TikTok, whatever social media platform, just getting out there and talking to people. And I always say, the guys that on my team, they always hear me say, like, the more chances that we have to talk with people, we have more opportunity to set appointments. The more opportunity we have to set appointments, more opportunity we have to negotiate contracts and get that, closed, right? Then we get to make our money and make our clients happy. So this is, there's even some examples in here, but prospecting, number one, you got to prospect. Number two, you got to follow up. I think most agents, and I think Jonathan and Matt would probably agree, that most agents fail in this business, at least in my opinion, because of lead follow-up. They don't follow up with the lead properly. And so number three, going on qualified appointments. If it's not qualified, whatever, just getting appointments in front of you, showing properties, getting the opportunity to talk to sellers about helping them sell the property, and then negotiating contracts and closing the file. If you're doing those things over and over and over in a circle, you're gonna be very successful in this business. Now, I've thrown in here, just because we've got rev shares, talking to other agents about our business, because that should be part of your business. If for some reason you got into a really bad car accident on the way to a listing appointment, you didn't have the means to get around and go show properties anymore, well, that's now your new income, right? That's passive income that you've got to secure you and make sure that if something were to happen, you're
Well, and Adam is a perfect example, because he heard that she was getting a real estate license, and he could have just been like, oh, well, and he's a brand new agent. He doesn't have anybody in his downline, right? So you don't have to be an attractor. You don't have to be somebody special. All he did was hook him up with his upline, which is me, and said, hey, I think you should talk. I've been having great success on my team. I think you should talk. They hooked me up on a text. We had a great hour-long conversation on a Zoom, and Jace will do the same damn thing for you guys. I know he will. And if Jace can't do it, he'll put him in front of me, and I'll do it for Jace, because Jace is in my downline. So, or I'll do it for anybody in the company, no matter what. And Jonathan knows that. I would do that for him as well. So that's just the great company that we work for. So, that is another opportunity. Maximize the comp plan. It's a comp plan at I almost said EXP, at Real. It's a comp plan. Okay. Maximize it. And that's what we push every agent here to do, because it's life changing if you maximize it. Okay. Kind of like Max here. I'm going to maximize Max. I like it. Anyways, keep going.
Jonathan, I know that, you've got a pretty successful team, and I know that you've been an agent in this business for a while. I know
He's a broker too.
Yeah, had a broker as well. So you've been around the business for a long time, been around the block. Do you have anything to add to any of this, or?
Yeah. So way to toot my horn. Now I'm going to just bow out, because you've already said all the nice things.
Build your ego
before.
Up. Here.
No, seriously. I thought a lot of it was good. The one thing I would say is, I know on your sheet, you've got list your 10 goals. And as you mentioned, right, put your priorities top to bottom, right? What is it that you're going to make sure that you're going to hit? And what's all your additional goals, right? What's your power, your top three, and then do your 10 total. For me, what I like to do is I like to do what we call a 1-3-6. One is, I want to know what your goal is. And it could be individual. You could be 10 1-3-6s, right? What is your goal? What are 3 action items that you are going to focus on to ensure that you achieve that goal? And what are 6 time sucking activities that you're going to stop doing in order to make sure that you achieve that goal.
I like that.
I
And
do
for a
too.
lot of people, it's Facebook, right? I'm going to stop scrolling blindly on Facebook. I'm going to stop watching, TikTok videos that are not money producing activities, right? So what is your goal? What are you going to focus on to achieve that goal? And what are you going to stop doing that's completely wasting your time? And I think once you can honestly look at that and answer those questions, which is, you've got them mostly on here as well, you're going to be able to take that and be like, all right, now I can focus on the money making activities. Now I can actually be successful in my line of success, right? What I view success, because my success is different than Matt's success or Jason's success or anybody's success, and focus on you. And I think when agents start to realize that they focus on themselves, like their business, they become more successful. Who cares what someone else is doing? Take what they're doing that you like, that you feel like you could do with your personality, and then crush it on your level. But don't try to be somebody else. It's not going to happen.
I like that you said TikTok. I just switched to iPhone during, the pandemic, but I didn't realize it's got like screen share, right? So, or not screen share, screen time. So
record.
you can see what you're doing throughout the day, right? So
Yeah.
if you're on your phone 6-8 hours a day, which most real estate agents are on that at least probably, right?
Yeah.
You can see on there, you're like, oh my God, I just watched TikTok for like an hour and a half. What was I doing? Right. So,
And
think
I
we
like,
had
I
someone
like
else
what
that's trying to
Jonathan said
jump in
about,
here.
yeah, you can let somebody else.
There we go.
Yeah, that's one of my guys.
Yep.
And I like what Jonathan said about not looking at somebody that's successful and trying to be them, right? What you can do is you can take what they're doing and implement it and do it in your own way. Okay. If you look at, let's just take the YouTubers, right? Let's say you want to do YouTube, right? You can't go and be Jeremy Knight. You can't go and be Brad McCullum. You can't go and be Katie Day, but you can go and be David. You can go and be Max, because guess what? There's only one Max and there's only one David. You can go and be Jace. You can't go and be Jace. There's only one Jace. So the point here is there's only one person. Like when I look at Jonathan Silva, there's only one Jonathan Silva. Like there will never be another Jonathan Silva. It's
Thank
Jonathan
God.
Silva. No, thank God. Yeah. And so that's a great point to think about. Like, because sometimes we look at people, we're like, man, like people always try to compare Kobe Bryant to Michael Jordan or LeBron James to Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan and so on. There will never be another Michael Jordan. There will always be the same Kobe Bryant, and LeBron James will always be LeBron James. They're different people. You're never going to be, you can't take Tom Brady and compare him to John Elway. It's just never going to happen. So be your own person and take massive action. Like massive action is really where it comes at. So David, welcome, buddy.
Thank you, sir. I'm here.
Hey man, if you got a camera, you can turn it on. Don't be shy.
I do. Unfortunately, it is not working at the moment. I apologize.
That's okay, brother. That's okay. We were just talking about